Welcome to the Go Mitch Go athletics presentation for the trip to the Pyrenees in July of 2014 for 6 days of cycling beauty, benefiting the Koch Institute for Integrative Research at MIT. I'd like to start with explaining how Go Mitch Go got its start and who Mitchell Whitaker is. Every child is precious. Every child has potential. And some very special children impact our lives far beyond their years on this earth. Mitchell Whitaker was that type of child. His life was an inspiration. His legacy continues as a positive influence on all who have heard his story. At the age of 8, Mitchell was diagnosed with ALL. After the initial shock, his parents, John and Tracy, explained the situation to Mitchell and his little sister Meredith. The family organized fundraisers, provided supplies, enlisted support, gave encouragement, and participated in many events sponsored by the Leukemia Lymphoma Society and the OU Children's Hospital. Mitchell valiantly battled the leukemia for 26 months. Despite the pain of his treatments, Mitchell never quit. He continued his schooling and led his baseball team to a first-place finish in their league. However, the cancer eventually gained the upper hand, and Mitchell went to be with Jesus at the age of 10 years and 4 months. His last words were, "Keep fighting." The theme that the Whitaker family has adopted, as well as the Go Mitch Go Foundation has adopted since his initial diagnosis. In this vein, and in Mitchell's memory, John and Tracy have established a family goal to raise $1 million in their lifetime for blood cancer research and assistance to families battling cancers. To this date, they've raised over $800,000. Since Mitchell's passing, they are pursuing this goal through their direct affiliations with multiple organizations such as the Leukemia Lymphoma Society and MIT. So after Mitchell's passing, Tracy Whitaker wanted to honor Mitchell. In 2009, Tracy convinced nearly 50 of her friends to join her in Phoenix for a marathon on her 40th birthday. Mitchell's angels were born from this event, and these ladies raised over $240,000 for LLS in Mitchell's honor. They had so much fun with taking a large group of folks to an LLS team and training event that the Whitakers came up with ways to make it more feasible to fundraise for endurance events, and the Go Mitch Go Foundation was formed. So why is Go Mitch Go partnered with MIT? Because MIT does the work, and their researchers have the keep fighting attitude. Let's just take a look at this short video from one of their cancer research folks, direct and firsthand.
Very little basic research has been performed in the field of drug resistance or in understanding why cancer therapies fail. And I think that's because it has conventionally been under the purview of clinicians to try new therapies, essentially by a trial and error mechanism. You have patients that present with identical looking tumors. So you have two tumors that appear exactly the same. One responds to therapy and the other doesn't. And so we want to understand what the basis of that success or failure is. One of the big challenges in cancer biology is understanding not how one gene functions or two or three, but how an entire system works. How pathways leading from a drug to a chemotherapeutic response is worked out by the thousands of genes and proteins that are in a cell. And so there's an entire field called systems biology that's focused on this question. One of the main objectives of our laboratory is actually to be able to perform high throughput genetics in model systems that allow us to essentially screen for mechanisms of drug resistance. Now this is a kind of technology that's only evolved over the last few years, and it's evolved in places like MIT. In fact, a great deal of work in developing this technology has been done here, so we can now start looking at 10,000 or 20,000 genes at once. So we're accumulating this huge amount of data from genome sequencing efforts. And so one question is, how do you deal with all of this information? One of my graduate students, Justin Pritchard, is co-advised by me and Doug Laufenberger. The computational side, Doug knows very well, and the wet bench side, I know extremely well. And I think here we look to the highest common denominator and not the lowest. So in essence, we're getting the best of both worlds. I think the Koch Institute is fundamentally enabling. So it allows for connections between people and scientists that you couldn't find anywhere else.
Pretty impressive. Just some facts about the Koch Institute for Integrative Cancer Research. It includes over 40 laboratories and more than 650 researchers. They use cancer biologists, genome scientists, chemists, engineers, and computer scientists to come up with treatments. Some of their highlighted treatments: nano-based drugs. Detection and monitoring. They work on personalized medicine and cancer immunology. Take a few minutes to look over this slide. So now that you've seen our partnership and where your money that you raise would go, let's take a look at the event. We're going to Spain in 2014. What do you get for your fundraising? Well, I'm going to let this video speak for itself.
Una semana llenándome de naturaleza, de montañas, de valles, de bosques, de puertos, de Pirineos. Una semana llenándome de ciclismo, degustando kilómetros, superando desafíos, sintiendo el placer y el sufrimiento de afrontar los grandes puertos pirenaicos. Sintiendo su historia, viviendo mis sueños. Una semana haciendo deporte con otros, no contra otros. Compartiendo sensaciones, esfuerzos, alegrías, ayuda, amistad, risas y tú. Una semana contigo. Pirenaica. Vive tus sueños.
Well, that video just gets me excited. I'm looking forward to being out there in 2014 with you guys. So what do you get for your fundraising efforts? Well, you're going to get coaching. We're going to provide a training plan annualized to get you ready for the 6 days in the Pyrenees as soon as you get signed up. We're going to have monthly clinics for nutrition, core, injury prevention, bike maintenance, and care. We're going to cover your airfare, so travel in and out of Madrid from the United States, anywhere in the United States. Transportation, travel in and out of Madrid to ride start and stop, and back to Madrid after the ride is over. Lodging, hotel in Madrid upon arrival, and lodging each night of the ride. And dining. We're going to cover breakfast and dinner for 6 days of riding, along with a lunch stop during the ride. Ride support's a given. Our partner, Pirenaica, is going to be handling all of that. So they have 6 days of planned routes and some of the most beautiful places to ride, as you can see in the video. Miguel Indurain, the 5-time Tour de France winner, is going to join us on our cycle tour. We're also going to provide training and cycling gear, so you'll get Go Mitch Go branded bib, jersey, and jacket. And best of all, what you get for your fundraising is to help find cures for cancer through directly funding research at MIT. How do you get all that? Well, the fundraising goals are right here. It's $10,500 fundraising if we include airfare. It's $8,900 if you take care of your flight out to Madrid. Simple as that. We want to take this time to thank some of our many partners. We have the Leukemia Lymphoma Society, which got us here. We have Emmis Communications here in Austin, Texas, with Team Radioactive. I'd like to thank them. Yellow Cheetah, our official fundraisers. Tri-Coach Steve. Pirenaica, our first leading presenter of this event. Some other events that are going to be coming up here. We have our folks here doing Ironman Arizona, Florida, Ironman Tahoe, Captex Triathlon every year, Tri-Rock here in Austin, the Kerrville Triathlon Festival. Can't thank Jack and Adams Bikes enough here in Austin, Texas for some of our great training opportunities they provide. To sign up today, it's very simple. Just visit www.yellowcheetah.com/GMG Spain 14. It'll take you directly to our registration page. You have to go through there and you can fill out some forms, pay the registration fee, and you will get an automatic email that will launch you to setting up your fundraising website, and you're ready to go. For more information about training with the Go Mitch Go Foundation or questions about the Pirenaica trip in 2014, please contact Steve Blackman. That's me. I'm the Director of Coaching and Events at the Go Mitch Go Foundation. You can email me at stevebgmg@yahoo.com. Give me a call at 512-592-1831, and you can visit our webpage at www.gomitchgo.com. Thank you for taking time to watch our short presentation on our trip to Spain for 2014. We look forward to getting out there with you and putting the miles on the bikes. And please, if you do have any questions, don't hesitate to email or call me.